Hello and welcome, and thanks very much, Head Coach Lee Greenwood, for joining us once again for a pre-match press conference. How's things been in training so far this week?
Yeah, fine. We've obviously we weren't happy with his performance, certainly in the first half of the game on Sunday night. So there's been plenty to work on. But then, as I said after the game, there were still positives. Just a couple of things that didn't go our way on the day, but we obviously need to improve on that, and that's what we've been speaking about and working on this week. Although we looked quite healthy, sort of numbers wise and body wise going into last week. We've been hit a bit this week, so we'll just have to see tomorrow night what we can put together for Sunday.
Still a few bodies saw them from the Bradford game and people to have final checks on.
Yeah, well, there are a few ruled out, so we just need to work out what we can put together for Sunday. But yeah, we've got a couple of people having to isolate, which we probably knew was going to come at some point. But having got this far without any positive case and isolations, we thought we might have got over it. But no, we've had a couple of others this week, and a couple of other people that are injured and definitely won't play. So again, lots of conversations today, and then tomorrow, and train tomorrow evening and see what we can put together.
You said that obviously we'd improved in the second half for Bradford, and I suppose you'll want to see a more complete performance going into this weekend v another very tough opponent in York City Knights.
Well, you always want to see that. You always want to see the complete performance and 80 minutes put together. You always want to see that. Doesn't matter who you're playing. But when you're coming up against this level of opposition that we are doing on Sunday against York, then you have to put, you talk about 80 minutes, but no one ever puts 80 minutes, perfection together. But when you're in the patch where you're not playing perfectly or everything's going to plan, you just need to be good and strong in those patches. In the first half last week, there were too many patches where we put ourselves under pressure and then just weren't strong enough to defend it. A couple of late, obviously, tries in the first half after we sort of might have got back into it. They hurt us. And then we left ourselves, nearly probably needing a perfect second half, really, to take it. But yeah, we showed signs in the second half what we can do. We just need to do that from the start.
What are we expecting from York City United? They obviously went out against Swinton last time out and put a very big scoreline on the Lions. What have you made to York in the early part of the season?
Yeah, well, they've struggled a bit. They've had to chop and change a lot. The halfbacks that trained all pre-season for them. They lost one who was out long term, and then one who hasn't played the last one or two games that might come back in this week. They've then had to get sort of loan players and shuffle people around. So it's been a bit stop-start for them. Obviously, they lost the first two league games, but then put a massive scoreline on Swinton. So they've really arrived. That's probably more what people were expecting with the sort of signings that York had made, really. So yeah, we've got to prepare like we're playing the York that did a job on Swinton there. We have to prepare for that sort of York. If it's anything less than that, then obviously that's great. But we have to prepare for the best York outfit. There's a lot of big names in there, so it's a good test for a lot of our lads who haven't played at the top level to test themselves against, a lot of names. Let's be honest, they'll have watched on Sky, on watching Super League. They'll have watched a lot of their players and seen a lot and heard a lot about them. They've now dropped down into this division playing for York. So it's just a good chance for a lot of our lads who haven't sampled the sort of top level to take on some of these sort of bigger names.
I was able to watch the game v Swinton. I haven't watched the ones before, but you will have. They seem to throw the ball, quite well and complete sets quite well. They're a very diligent team, and that's something that I suppose you'll be looking at as well. They don't seem to make many errors or mistakes in key areas.
No, but that's how it should be. You shouldn't have to go into a game hoping that the other team make a lot of mistakes so that you've got a chance. like I say, you've got to prepare for the best opposition possible, and you can't plan that, right, they're going to make mistakes and then we'll do this. You have to plan that they won't make mistakes and how you're going to go about sort of combating that. So we want the best York to turn up, and we want to take that on and see how far we are behind with that. We just have to concentrate on ourselves a lot. A lot of teams play similar. A lot of the same sort of plays and moves that go on, and it's just week to week. Yeah, it's different individuals doing it. York have just got, they've got a lot of quality across the board. Lads that have been with them for a while that have come up from League One into the Championship and done really well. But then obviously they've recruited from the level above, haven't they? And they've done really well putting that side together. Another team that applied for Super League not so long back, and they want to get promoted this year. Let's not beat around the bush. They want to get promotion, so to do that, you probably need to come and beat us, if I'm being honest, along the way, and you need to put a run together, and that's what York will be looking to do.
And although we haven't got fans yet back in the stadium, I suppose it'd be nice to have another home game so quickly afterwards. I suppose you always say that after a defeat, nice to have a game so quickly afterwards to try and put things right. We
know when we're the home team, we do things the way we do them, and there won't many people there. And you've got to make your own atmosphere when that's the case, and that's what we'll have to do on Sunday. And we know we need to be right on it. If we produce another first half like that, then the game will be gone at half time again, and we don't want that. We want to be in the game as long as we can be. We want to show that we can compete with these big teams, with these top teams, with all the big names in. We want to be competing with them. We don't want to just be comfortably beaten, which really we were last week. So, yeah, we've got our own stuff to improve on. And we've said now for a couple of years that we just want to be really difficult to beat. So it'll take a really good team to beat us. To be fair, Bradford played first half last week very well. And the game we're done a little bit at half time. I think if we'd have gone in a little bit tighter, we could have maybe clawed that back. But yeah, on Sunday we need to keep it. We need to do what we're good at and make it really difficult for York to break us down.
Well, thanks very much again, Lee, for joining me this week in this pre-match press conference. Look forward to speaking to you, hopefully after 2 points again against York on Sunday.
No problem. Cheers.